Good morning, Ian Crouch with your 8:30 Hunter News Update. A Newcastle MP hopes local manufacturers will put their hand up to build the next fleet of Tangara trains if Labor wins the state election in March. Leader Chris Minns has pledged to build the trains in New South Wales, but there's no guarantee they'll be built in Newcastle, with companies having to compete for the work as part of a tender process. Newcastle MP Tim Crackenthorpe says our city has the runs on the board when it comes to building ferries and trains. He says the practice of buying foreign-made ferries and trains has been shown to be an expensive mistake. Meanwhile, federal Labor has locked in $500 million in the upcoming budget for the Sydney to Newcastle high-speed rail project. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese made the promise in Newcastle in January and yesterday announced the money will be confirmed next week as part of a $10 billion infrastructure spend. Legislation to set up the High-Speed Rail Authority was introduced into Parliament last month. The $500 million will go towards the start of corridor acquisition, planning and early works. It's National Carers Week across the Hunter, and we're being urged to think about the toll the job takes on a carer's mental health. Researchers at the Hunter Medical Research Institute are looking for locals who've cared for someone with advanced cancer for a study on the issue. Clinical psychologist Dr. Kristen McCarter says people who are interested should get in touch with the I-ACT study.
There really isn't much sort of known about the best ways to support carers, particularly in terms of carers of people with advanced cancer. And so I suppose a part of this study is trialling something to see if we can find something that, is better than kind of what's existing for people.
3 Hunter beaches have received the top rating in the latest State of the Beaches report. The report assessed the water quality of more than 200 swimming spots along the coast over the past 12 months. Merriweather, Glenrock Lagoon and Burwood South beaches have all been upgraded from good to very good. Fingal Beach and South Stockton Beach were downgraded to good. The best gardens in Newcastle are set to be celebrated with the opening of the annual Garden Awards today. Entries are open for gardens of all shapes and sizes until Friday the 18th of November. Awards founder Michael Edwards says residents are encouraged to nominate their friends and family.
Part of the reason that we've launched this was to give a real showcase to people's gardens, and we wanted to make it a little bit interactive. So we have got a People's Choice Award that will be judged over social media.
Award-winning Broadway musical Come From Away is coming to Newcastle Civic Theatre for an extended season in February. It tells the real-life story of the 7,000 air passengers who were grounded in Canada in the wake of the 9/11 terrorist attacks and how a tiny community sprang into action to make them feel welcome. It's hoped the show will attract more international productions to the city.
2NURFM Sport.
Jets defender Jordan Elsey is likely to be out for 2 matches after he was red-carded for a karate kick challenge on Perth's David Williams during his side's 2-1 win. Former Newcastle striker Roy O'Donovan received a 10-match ban for a high-foot challenge in the 2018 Grand Final. Coach Arthur Pappas says they'll look over it.
Obviously the leg's high. I don't know if the head's gone down. There's a few different ways to sort of interpret it, but it's the decision that was made at the time, and obviously it was checked, and then it comes back and it's a straight red as well.
On his international debut, Knights winger Dom Young scored England's second and third tries in his side's 60-6 win against Samoa. Young's second try was scored just a half a metre outside of the corner post, grounding the ball with one hand. His side will now play France this weekend. And Hunter hockey product Kai Willett scored 2 goals for New South Wales Pride in their 4-3 win against Adelaide Fire. That's sport. I'm Jordan Regnis.
And the winning numbers in Weekend Lotto are 5, 7, 11, 12, 24 and 40, and the supplementaries are 15 and 28. And now you're up to date with the latest 2NURFM Hunter News.